What's going on, my fellow Digidogs? It's your good mate Tro here. Leviamon X is in effect. We have the BT-15 Leviamon X deck for you guys, using, of course, Leviamon X antibody. Also got our old school Leviamon. Yes, I'm going to use this guy in this deck. I know a lot of decks don't use them that I've seen. And then, of course, limited to one, the very infamous Anubismon, sorry. But I'm not much of a purple player, so hopefully the deck I put together is good. So see if you guys like it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment and see if you can help me along with this deck, see if we can make any better improvements. Alright, see you on the other side of the digital gate. Engage!
Like a Digimon, Digivolving up into a champion, searching out my megas, cause I'm breaking hard, gain memory, check security, my strategies will make sure you a master of your Digi-Destiny.
Alright, first up on our deck list, our Digitama. We're going to be running 4 copies of Leviamon. On deletion, draw 1 card, and then trash 1 card in your hand. It's a basic purple deck where we need certain cards in our trash, so he's still our go-to. You can easily use the new Leviamon from BT-15, which is trash at level 5 or higher to draw 2. That's also a fantastic card, but I just want to be able to trash anything in this deck. So yeah, onto our level 3s. We're going to be running 4 copies of Goblimon. So his inheritable effect, in your turn, once per turn, one of your effect, trashes a card in your hand, gain a memory, works perfectly into this deck. And then we've got 4 copies of Ignitemon. When attacking by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to this Digimon's level. That's fantastic. I don't use that too much, but we use him because we're using Leviamon in the deck, so it's good to use that for Digicrossing. And then, in its inheritable, all turns once per turn, when you play a Digimon by an effect, gain a memory. Again, works fantastic in the deck. Then we've got 2 copies of Psychmon. Now that Apocalymon and Anubismon have been limited, you can probably change this to Gazimon. Players can't reduce play cost, but I just want to have a couple of floodgates in here. Then we've got 2 copies of Labramon. On play, by trashing a card in your hand, you may return 1 Digimon card with Dark Animal or Shaman in its traits. So you probably won't be returning too many. I think Mervamon's a Shaman, actually, so you can return her. But again, in your inheritables, your turn once per turn. When an effect plays one of your Digimon, gain a memory. Perfect in with the deck. And then just 1 cheeky copy of Garbamon. Run BT2, limited, on deletion, trigger draw 2, and then trash 1 card from our hand. He's always going to be a good staple in any purple deck. Alright, onto our level 4s. We're going to be running 4 copies of Gesselmon. He's our blocker, and on play when Digivolving, your opponent may trash 1 Digimon card in their hand. If they don't, gain a memory. Good for a bit of control there. And then your turn, while your opponent has no Digimon, this Digimon can't attack. And again, in the inheritable, once per turn when an effect plays an opponent's Digimon, gain a memory. Works perfectly with the deck. We'll be playing opponent's Digimon quite a bit. Then we're playing 4 copies of Leviamon X Antibody. On play, one of your Digimon gains retaliation till the end of your opponent's turn. That works in perfectly for Leviamon, so we'll give it Rush. And then when Digivolving, draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand, which we need to do quite a bit. And then in the inheritable, when an effect plays one of your Digimon, gain a memory. Then we've got 2 copies of Octomon. Then on play when Digivolving, if there are 4 or more total Digimon, play 1 Fujitsumon token suspended to your battle area, which is a purple Digimon, 3000 DP, that has all turns this Digimon can't unsuspend, and then on deletion, trash 1 card in your hand. If there's 3 or fewer, play it suspended to your opponent's battle area. Again, when an effect plays opponent's Digimon, gain a memory, and then you might just want a couple of tokens. I don't actually have a Fujitsumon token, as you can plainly see. I drew this one up, but anything will do, just to mark it. And yeah, that's it. Onto our level 5s. We're running 4 copies of Dragomon, which is on play when Digivolving, your opponent plays 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from their trash suspended without paying the cost. No on-play effects activate, and all turns once per turn. When an effect plays an opponent's Digimon, you may play 1 purple Digimon card with a level less than or equal to it from your trash without paying the cost. I like to run him at 4, and then I'll just run Warosiedramon at 3. I just like that because he's got the on-play, and when Digivolving, sometimes you can't Digivolve and wait for an attack, but also running 3 copies of Warosiedramon. All turns once per turn. When effect plays an opponent's Digimon, till the end of their turn, all their Digimon gain on deletion, lose a memory. So that's once per turn, so you can't keep, swinging in if you find a way to unsuspend him or something with some sort of busted option card. Yeah, so only once per turn when an effect plays a Digimon, do all the Digimon currently on the field gain a memory, lose a memory on deletion. Then when attacking, when your opponent plays 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from their trash, suspended without paying the cost, no on-play effects activate again, and then you may switch the target of the attack to that Digimon. And it's got piercing, so best bet, you want to have your Leviamon in the trash, or Leviamon X, and if you got Leviamon X, you might want to stick an X antibody under this for it to work, so you can swing in through through with piercing, do the when attacking digivolve into an X antibody. Yeah, it's fantastic. And then we just got the one cheeky copy of Cerberusmon X antibody from EX5. On play, you may play one purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. And then when digivolving, draw one, trash one card in your hand. And then, yeah, we don't have any other Cerberusmon in the deck. And then when attacking once per turn by deleting one of your other Digimon, unsuspend this Digimon. Really like to have him at 1 because that has popped up, yeah, more than once. So I could easily run him a couple more, but I'll just keep him at 1 for now. Alright, onto our level 6s. We're going to be running 4 copies of the Beast Man himself, Leviamon, security attack +1, and then on play when digivolving, if your opponent has as many or more total Digimon and Tamers as you, delete one of your opponent's highest level Digimon, then delete one of your opponent's lowest level Digimon. And then all turns, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, gain a memory for each Digimon deleted. And that's not a once per turn either. So I see a lot of Leviamon decks just not running this, just going straight to Levi X, which is fine. But I still like running this guy. And I kind of went to the effort of trying to get 4 of him too. So if you're going to use him, same goes with this guy. 3 copies of Leviamon X Antibody. Now, in the trash all turn, so that's when this card is in the trash, it activates. When an effect plays an opponent's Digimon or Tamer, one of your Leviamon or Digimon with X Antibody in their Digivolution cards may digivolve into this card without paying the cost. He's got security attack +2 this time. And then when digivolving, if your opponent has many or more total Digimon and Tamers as you, delete one of their Tamers, then delete one of your opponent's level 3, one of level 5, and one of their level 7 Digimon. So that just kind of works in with the whole, the whole strategy there, because if you're swinging in with Warrior Seadra playing a level 4, you target is switched to the level 4, so it'll delete all the other Digimon except level 6, and you're still swinging into that level 4. So yeah, I only run him at 3 because I only got 3 of him, but you could easily run him at 4. Then we've got 2 copies of Mervamon, BT-11. On play, when digivolving, you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card, or 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card with cross art and its traits from your trash without paying the cost. If digicrossing, add the total number to 1, add 1 to the effect, so you can play 2 instead of 1. And then all turns, all your Digimon with cross art and their traits or retaliation gain rush and blocker. So that's why we run the Leviamon X Antibody in there. So we can give that rush. We can give the Nightmon's rush, and yeah, Mervamon, she's got cross art, so she'll gain rush and blockers as well for them as well. So just run her at 2, and then 1 limited copy of Anubismon. When digivolving main once per turn, you may trash up to 3 cards in your hand, then play 1 purple Digimon card from your trash with play cost reduced by 3. For each card trashed by this effect, further reduce it by 1. So yes, we can see why he's a little bit busted. Adds too much power to just about every purple deck. Then your turn. When an effect plays one of your Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. If this effect didn't delete, you draw 1. I'll still run him at 1. I haven't seen him a lot though. I don't see the ones that I want to run, so I don't rely on him too much. But when he comes out, he's nasty. Plays Mervamon for literally nothing, which can play 2 more Digimon for nothing, which gain rush. It's pretty insane. All right, onto our options. We're going to be running 2 copies of Biting Crush. Just the main effect is by trashing a card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. If this effect trash a card with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait, with the 7 Great Demon Lords trait, you may place this card in the battle area. Then when an effect plays your opponent's Digimon, the delay effect, you may play 1 Leviamon from your trash without paying the cost. So yeah, it goes out saying you play it, you trash your Leviamon, and then as soon as you can play an opponent's Digimon by effect, you can pop it straight out by popping the delay effect. Then we got 2 copies of 7th Lightning, which, same as Leviamon X Antibody, pops off in the trash all turns when one of your Digimon digivolves into Leviamon X Antibody, or return this card to the bottom of your deck. You delete one of your opponent's level 4 and one of their level 6 Digimon. So, yeah, you can use that, decide to use that or not, but it depends what you need to clear when you digivolve into X Antibody, Levi, when you're swinging. So that takes care of the rest of them, because Levi takes care of level 3, level 5, and 7s. So, yes, and then we've got 2 copies of Wisdom Training. Yes, we all know these cards. Main, your top 2 cards of your deck. Add 1 purple card among them to the hand, turn the rest to the bottom of the deck. Then delay, reduce a Digivolution cost of a purple Digimon card by 2. Then we've got 2 copies of X Antibody. Again, could easily run it at 3 or 4. Definitely want to see this guy in your hand. We know what he does. You're playing for free, slip it under something that doesn't have the X Antibody option already. Then when that Digimon attacks, you can digivolve into something with X Antibody, which will be, in this case, our Leviamon X. And so that's just in case we don't have any other ways of digivolving into our Levi X. And then we've got the 1 copy of Purple Memory Boost. Always clutch. You can use Miss Memory Boost. That works just as well. I prefer the Purple Memory Boost in this deck myself. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 purple Digimon card in your hand, and then delay. You just gain 2 memory. Works pretty well. Alright, that's it for the deck list. On to the strategy guide. Okay, Digibronies, the strategy to this deck is quite simple. You at least want to have a rookie and either a memory boost or wisdom training in your opening hand. So we'll start off by hatching. Digivolving into Goblimon for 0, draw for Digivolving. And then we shall simply play a wisdom training for a cost of 2, revealing 2 cards on our deck and grabbing 1 purple card. I shall grab the 7th Lightning option card. The rest go to the bottom of the deck. Once turn has passed, we draw for turn. Then we shall raise our Goblimon out of the raising area, and then we shall Digivolve into Leviamon X Antibody for 2. Draw for Digivolving, and then when Digivolving, we draw 1 card and then trash 1 card in our hand. We shall trash a Leviamon X Antibody. And because an effect trashed a card in our hand, we gain 1 memory. We shall then use our Wisdom Training to Digivolve into Sidramon for a cost of 1. Draw for Digivolving. And then we shall play a Biting Crush. Cost 8 to delete one of our opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. By trashing a card in our hand, we shall trash Leviamon. Because we trashed a card in our hand, we gain 1 memory back. Once turn has passed, we draw for turn. Then we shall slip our X Antibody underneath Sidramon. And then when attacking, one of our opponent may play 1 Digimon level 4 or lower from their trash, and we can switch the target to this. And once per turn, all turns, when an effect plays an opponent's Digimon till the end of their turn, all of their Digimon gain on deletion, lose a memory. And then we shall Digivolve into Leviamon X Antibody. So Leviamon's X Antibody's trash effect is when an effect plays an opponent's Digimon or Tamer, one of our Leviamon or Digimon with X Antibody and their Digivolution cards can Digivolve into it. So we will swing through, gaining a memory by deleting the level 4 and checking 3 cards because we now have Piercing. Draw for Digivolving. But not just that, we will also use the Biting Crush delay effect. When an effect plays an opponent's Digimon, we may play a Leviamon from our trash without paying the cost. We shall then play Leviamon. On play or when Digivolving, if your opponent has many more Tamers or Digimon as you, delete one of your opponent's highest level Digimon and one of their lowest level Digimon. Then all turns when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, we gain a memory for each deleted. And then we shall just play 7th Lightning, main trashing a card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 and one of their level 6 Digimon. We shall trash a Leviamon. Once turn has passed, we draw for turn, swing with 2 more checks, and then swing for game. It's as simple as that, Digibronies. Don't forget to like and subscribe.